What you make of the way that you guys were able to continue to get better on that end of the floor throughout the night?
Um, it really came down to just coming together. We had some mistakes early in the game, myself especially, but we didn't let it kind of pull us apart, and we stuck together and made plays together. There was a lot of people who stepped in, and we're ready to roll tonight and make big plays, and that's why we came out on top.
Mark said he was kind of most impressed with what you did physically tonight, kind of going go with Jokic. Are you stronger than you were last season?
I would hope so, because if I'm not, then I did a lot of work for nothing. So.
I mean, did that show like did you gain a certain amount of weight or like?
I put on a few pounds, but I'd say more. I just feel better moving, taking contact. I can definitely notice it out there for sure.
You notice that most offensively? I think you were 11 or 13 on twos tonight. You notice that kind of on that end
Um, I'd say it's a little bit of both. I definitely worked on a lot of my offensive game. So I'd say that's a combination of skill work and being stronger. I can't really sum it up to one thing, but I still know I got a long ways to go. So much to add. So.
Yeah, with that, we talked in the preseason about the way you approached the summer, what you wanted to change in terms of your approach to the rim. Just how encouraging is it for you in this environment with the way they're defending you to attack the rim the way you did?
Just trying to read the game and make the right play, the winning play, the aggressive play. No matter what the moment is, always, read the game. That's what I was trying to do. They were closing hot a lot, and if they don't close hot, I'm gonna shoot and make those threes. So they were trying to get me off the line, and if you want to do that, cool. That's not all I can do. So.
Chet, you mentioned that a bunch of guys, stepped up, played their game within the team concept. Anybody that really stands out in your mind who made a big impact on the game?
Man, it was like the whole just line of defenders we throw at people. It's like from Lou to Dub to Brusso to Wiggs to even Zay made big plays tonight. Shai can play defense when both of us aren't gambling. It's everybody down the list. And I think that's what makes it so tough to play against us. Those guys show up every night ready to play and slide their feet and, make it really hard on other teams' guards. So, shout out to them. They're a big reason of why we won tonight.
Chet, you had a sequence in the third quarter where I think you blocked a shot, ran the floor, and got that massive dunk. Is that kind of like a sign of like everything you did in the offseason kind of coming together?
No, I don't know. I don't like summing up, 4 months of work in, one player, or even one quarter or one game or something. I still have so much farther to go, and success isn't linear. Just because I worked super hard, it doesn't mean I'm guaranteed to be able to do this or do that. I just have to continue to stick at it and know that, if I do it long enough and work hard enough, I'm gonna end up where I need to end up.
What's impressed you about Caruso?
Like a lot. A big part of it, I'd say, is he just somehow, like, you talk about feel for the game. I think he's up there in the top 1% of players in general. He's extremely talented at a lot of things you can't teach. Whether it's some of them tip out rebounds or reading plays before they happen and being able to get some of those steals, and on top of that, just making it really hard on other teams' guards. And on top of that, he's a winner. He doesn't talk about anything except winning plays. He's not like, I've never heard him be like, oh, I was supposed to get the ball there so I could shoot. It's all, talking through coverages and plays and make sure you're here on time so that we don't give up this and that. And, it's really refreshing having, we got a team full of those guys, but it's really refreshing having somebody, of his level on the team who's like that. And, it just adds a whole nother level to our team.
So you had a interaction with Jokic there later in the fourth. What was that about? Kind of like pat you on the back.
You're saying like after the game, or
like 5 minutes left. You gotta come out.
I don't know. I think it was because they called a foul on me, and when I asked what the foul was, I was told I did something, but I didn't do it. And there were a couple plays before where I did do it, and I probably shouldn't snitch on myself, but they didn't call it when I actually did it, and then they did call it when I didn't do it. So it was like, I was just like, why'd they call it the one time I didn't do it? And then, I don't know. Yeah, that's the only time I remember talking to him.
And I imagine you guys expected a certain change on the glass, adding, Isaiah now that he's out. I just wonder, after seeing you guys tip out some of their boards tonight, like, is there an art to tapping out the ball successfully?
Honestly, I don't know. There's a lot of people who get up here and just like spew lies and answers on why they do this and do that, and it's just like it just naturally kind of happens. At least for me personally, I don't know. Like when Caruso does it, it looks like a skill, like he like worked on that. But some of it, like I'd say for me, is like if I don't think I can grab it with two hands, I try to tip it to a teammate. So
What did you learn from playing with Hartenstein in the preseason that can maybe help, whenever he does come back?
I'd say a big part of it is how he plays in the pocket on offense, and kind of makes plays and sees the floor kind of before things happen, and knowing when he's going to be open, when the rotations are happening and everything. So, not only just from watching him, but also from talking to him. That's a big thing I learned from him.
Did Jay Will give you the biggest hit of the night coming off the bench there?
Yeah, he knocked the wind out of me, and I was like, in the moment, like, I wasn't mad because like I love the energy, but like I was already struggling to breathe, so that made it tough on me.
Anybody else? Thank you, Jeff.
Sure, you guys had a lot of teammates that stepped up, played within themselves, within the team, got good looks. What you like best about just kind of the cohesion here night one?
Yeah, it feels like we picked up where we left off last season. Like you said, our cohesion, playing style. Obviously, we added a few pieces, but those guys fit right in, and I think we all knew that before the season. It wouldn't be much of a transition. But yeah, it's a good feeling to know that. Usually, you start the season and you have to like work things out. You have to like figure new teammates out, but to not have that to worry about and just go out there and play the same way we did last year is obviously a luxury, and it was a big part of why we went to that.
Dub, the defense, the team defense just seemed to continue to get better and better as the night went on. You obviously had a huge hand in that. What did you like best about that end of the floor?
We talked well. I thought we rotated really well. I think we buckled down just kind of like on our assignments and what we wanted to do defensively. I think we kind of let our offense kind of flow after that.
When Mark was in here, he was just saying that what Chet did minute to minute with Jokic is not to be taken lightly. I just wondered what either you saw from Chet and what's different about him in year two.
I'll go first. He's stronger, like not necessarily like upper body, but like in his legs, like he's like stronger endurance wise, and he could take hits for longer and play through them. He was like relentless tonight. It feels like, and we expected that. Like as obviously his career goes on, he'll get used to the pace and the physicality, and he'll only get better. All that pickup you've been playing in the summer paid off tonight for sure. Very well.
And for EW, just finding him as a roller, like where's the growth been there? How do you develop that connection in the summer? Just walking through the gradual growth with the connection.
Yeah, I think he's so dynamic. Like he can pop, he can roll, he can be a lob threat, he can shoot in the pocket, he can pass out the pocket. It's just about like both the ball handler and himself making the right play, and playing from there. Sometimes it'll look like a jump shot in the pocket. Sometimes it'll look like a pop three. Sometimes it'll look like a pocket pass to a dunk. Sometimes it'll look like a pocket pass to a corner pass. Like he's so dynamic that it just comes down to making the right play, and you don't have to really build anything. It's just free flowing basketball.
For both of you, what's Caruso added?
Definitely defensive leadership. Probably just leadership in general. Obviously,
old.
Yeah, he's old.
Old as hell. Like 30.
Yeah, they're
Nasty.
big old. Yeah, I mean you're close.
Nope, 26.
Wiggs, you're close too, low key. Yeah. Yeah, I think just like a defensive mindset. He kind of talks people into being in the right position. So it's good kind of having like somebody that's won at the highest level, be able to kind of help and see things that we may not see. And I think because of that, we rotate better. It makes everybody else talk. It makes everybody want to rotate for him as well. If he gets beat on an off chance he does get beat. And I think that's why our defense has been so kind of locked in. And offensively, he just kind of is able to move the ball, shoot, and create action. So it brings a lot to the table.
Preseason, I talked about this team having the potential to be an iconic team. Like, not only what you guys do on the court, but like, your personalities. I feel like we have a lot of dynamic personalities as we see right now. How important is, team chemistry to you guys and keeping egos out of it in the whole scheme of things?
A part of it is the front office and the group of guys they bring in. They do a really good job of like picking people to be a part of the organization and not just players. And then from there, we all have the same goal in mind. We want to win and we want to win big. But we also know that it takes day-to-day tasks and day-to-day checking the boxes to get to our end goal. And that's all at the front of our minds. So egos and numbers and statistics and everything else doesn't come into play. And we all understand that at the end of the day, when you win and you win big, all that other stuff will come. The money, the accolades, everything you want as a basketball player will come. So winning is at the front of our mind. And I guess that's the answer.
Anybody else?
Nope, let's go on.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, Wiggins next.
Total game and do it in such an efficient way.
I mean, just trying to be in the right places for my teammates, make the right plays. So, when I get in the game, I'm not thinking of anything except for where I'm supposed to be, what plays where we might be running and, what positions I can be in to help the team. So,
Defensively, what did you feel out there on the floor as a team, just continuing to get stronger throughout the night?
yeah, I mean, I thought we were pretty active. We were trying to do the right thing. We had a lot of lapses, but those are things that, you watch film on, you get better with. But in terms of effort, I thought we, all had our effort there and, played hard and, a lot of things to build on. But, we were in the right places and did a lot of good things.
Aaron, I think you were the first in the preseason to really say that, when you came back, Chet looked different. Just how encouraging is it to see him, kind of show the summer's work on a stage like this?
Yeah, I mean, same thing that I've seen him, do all preseason. Looks comfortable, looks good, playing confident. And like I said, when I came back and I saw him, he looked sharp and, just you could tell that he's been working. And tonight was just a carryover from all the preseason and training camp that, a lot of the guys have seen. So had a good game and, looking forward to just continuing to get better. I know he's going to continue to put in the work and just take it one day at a time. So.
And physically, like Mark, when he was in here, was mentioning that the difference for him, at least with Chet, was that, he seemed to be more physical and has been more physical. Just have you felt that through the preseason and through training camp, just a change in strength?
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of it for him was mental and just trying to up some of that physicality. And he's not afraid of it. He embraces it. On the defensive end, especially, I think you see that a lot. So, I mean, with his size and frame, the more physical he is, the better of both on both ends of the court. I think he is. So, I thought he played well tonight, and it looked good.
Aaron, Coach said you were a great example of development over time. Just coming in as a rookie, honing in on efficiency, then you became a really efficient player on low volume, and then this year, obviously, a little bit more volume. Just over the course of your career, how much patience did that level of development take for you to get to the point where you are in?
Yeah, I mean, it requires a lot of patience. You got to be willing to kind of trust, the idea and the plan. There has to be a vision that you kind of see, and you got to be, more than understanding of, what it'll take in the long run. So, I mean, for me, just continuing to grow, continuing to understand that the opportunity will present itself, and as long as I'm ready, the opportunity, when it presents itself, I'll be successful. So just continuing to kind of have that mindset has been the thing that's gotten me, where I am today.
And I was just curious, what's it been like sharing the floor with Caruso so far? I mean, it felt like deflections galore.
Yeah.
What's it like sharing that defensive
I
form?
mean, it's been huge. You know, he brings a lot of leadership on both ends of the court, but defensively especially, both with, you know, his communication. He's very vocal out there, and that helps, you know, our team and each other just kind of be on the same page and in the right spots. And, you know, whether he's in the game or on the bench, he got up off the bench one time and he walked all the way to the scores table. He wasn't subbing anybody. He's just like calling Lou over and he's talking to him and telling him, you know, something that he saw. So very vocal, and his leadership is, you know, is going to be something that helps us a lot. So
Recent history shows that you guys win here when other teams don't. What is it about this place that kind of brings out the best in you guys?
I don't know if there's anything about the place that brings out the best in us. But in terms of us, you know, we approach every game with the same mentality. So it's good to know that statistically that looks good, but hopefully we can make the statistics look good everywhere. So
Congratulations on your year with Under Armour.
thank you.
Can you just kind of talk about that and then what it means to start your own grassroots team in your home state?
Yeah, that's awesome. I have a lot of history with Under Armour. Been with them since maybe like 2013, 2014. AAU, my high school, college, and now in the NBA. So have a lot of history with them. And in terms of the AAU program, grassroots thing, just want to give kids opportunity, you know, help guys, you know, be able to display their talents and get the opportunity to be recruited by schools. And I've always wanted to kind of have, you know, a program where I could provide that opportunity for guys. So just trying to give back, be a part of the community. I got a lot of people out there who are willing to help with, you know, anything that I kind of have as an idea. So I'm looking forward to the whole program and just hoping it's successful.
Thanks, Mace.
Thank you.
It just seemed like as the game went on, the defense got stouter and stouter. Tell me about what you saw from your team on that end.
Not great early, and then really settled into the first half pretty well. And then end of the first half, I thought we took our foot off the gas a little bit. I think some of it was conditioning, to be honest with you. We're playing in elevation here. It's the first game. The preseason, you know, certainly this is a level up from that. So I thought both teams tonight were below the bar conditioning-wise. But then the second half, I thought our effort really picked up. Really, really impressive. I thought we were just really physical. Flew around, really good in our schemes, tightened things up. So, I mean, obviously, really good effort there.
Just Chet's two-way performance tonight, I mean, kind of accentuated by that sequence where he blocks Jokic and then sprints the floor the other way. What maybe step forward did you see from him tonight that's a continuation of what you've seen in the preseason?
I think it's a testament to what he's done with his body, you know, more than anything. I think just thinking back a year ago, where he was physically to start last season, and then where he is now and his ability. I mean, he just played minute for minute with Jokic, who's incredibly physical, especially off the ball, on the glass, stuff like that, and really didn't flinch. He almost got stronger as the game went on. So huge credit to him. I mean, we know he's a really good player, but I think the physical step he's taken was on display tonight.
Mark, obviously, like staying on Chet, obviously we talked about in the preseason his change in approach in terms of going to the rim, but what do you think he's been able to capture just in terms of the reads and just what he's doing there?
I don't think it's anything new. I think he understands the system. He's a year into the system and understanding where his spots are. I also think he's become, you know, both stronger physically and then more decisive with the ball. And, you know, the combination of those two things make him kind of hard to catch. He's a really, really tough matchup. He can play at all three levels, obviously. Didn't even shoot it great tonight. But, you know, he obviously has taken a step forward since the end of last year and certainly since a year ago.
There were a lot of games, you know, we're sitting here with you and we're talking about the difference in rebounds. And obviously, you guys brought in Hardenstein in part to aid that. But without, and I guess, what are you seeing different from a year ago in terms of the collective rebound effort away from Chet? And what are you seeing maybe from him as well?
Well, I think, you know, the second half of last season, really after All-Star break, our rebounding really improved. And so I think it's a continuation of that. The guys really scrapped tonight. You know, I thought just the guards getting in there and just shaking some of those loose balls free and picking them up. It started our break. It got them behind us on a lot of plays when we can secure those. And then the offensive rebounding tonight was really, really good. You know, we didn't shoot it particularly well, and yet we were able to get extra possessions with the offensive rebound. You combine that with the turnover differential, and that was huge in the game tonight.
And then last one, I think, well, obviously, the able to track like tap outs, but it felt like they were playing those. Is that something you're emphasizing in the preseason in terms of situations like this where you're, one big in the lineup or just smaller?
No, it's really just we need the ball, and so if they can't get it, they're trying to do everything they can to get it, but we don't overcoach it. We just, the ball's valuable, and so we want to get more shots than our opponent, and the way you do that is on the glass and with the turnover battle.
What did you make of Aaron Wiggins and his aggressiveness offensively tonight?
Yeah, I mean, shows the step that he's taken. He really the incremental steps he's taken over time. It's just amazing. He started off as a super aggressive but inefficient rookie. And then he really tightened his game up and played in a very disciplined box for a good period of time. And now he's learning to expand that and do so efficiently and inside of what we're doing. And so just a great developmental, tangible example of development over time. He's just steadily put the work in, learn from his experiences, learn the system. And this is who he is. He's a really good player now.
What do you think of Usman Jang? It seemed like some of that preseason comfortability transferred over to tonight.
He gave us great minutes. He gave us great minutes physically. Had the block shot down there, made a couple big shots in the first half. And again, I've said this about him before, but he's a perimeter player. And because of his size, and because of our circumstance with the bigs out right now, he's kind of thrust into that role. And I think tonight showed the physical steps he's taken, both mentality-wise and also just the physical development of his body.
You called that first timeout, I think, down 18-10. What were those conversations like in the huddle to kind of get those guys energized?
It's a 48-minute game, and they understand that. We didn't get off to a great start defensively. Some of it was just like looseness in our schemes, and we just needed to tighten that up and make them earn things. And we settled into the game nicely. Really in the middle of the first quarter and into the middle of the second quarter. So good maturity by the team to just understand the length of the game there and really got a grip on the game defensively from that point on.
Also noticed Alex Caruso before he checked out. I think it was late in the second quarter. I could hear him from where I was sitting. How is he kind of embracing this team vet role?
I mean, to be honest with you, it's always been who he is. This isn't anything new. The role has nothing to do with how he operates. His fingerprints are on everything. Whether it's on the court, off the court. That's what makes him so valuable to teams. Is he's just got his fingerprints are all over the scene, and I think that's just a small example of that. That's just who he is. It's who he's always been.
How tough is it to win a home opener on someone else's floor like you did tonight here in Denver?
We never take it for granted. But we have a long way. There's a lot we can improve on, and we have to understand we're back here November 6th, and they're going to be a much different team. Both teams are going to be more conditioned. They'll be more primed up. So I thought it was a great effort out of our team tonight, but certainly, we need to look in the mirror on a lot of things to start the improvement process. And certainly, we can't be this team 2 weeks from now, a month from now. We got to get better. But I never take for granted the effort that it takes to win a game like that, and the guys did a great job.
It hasn't necessarily been an issue, but Caruso hasn't shot the ball that much in preseason or tonight. Do you expect that to ramp up, or is he taking the game out coming?
I think, I haven't really talked to him about it, or I haven't overcoached it yet. Just trying to assess, all the new guys, just kind of figure out where they're at, and really actually assess the guys that are back too, and just play it from where they are, meet them where they are, and we'll do that with him. I trust his judgment, and so he's still getting comfortable with the system and with his teammates. But, the thing that is impressive is, he'll go 0 for 2 tonight, and the last thing he's thinking about right now is how many shots he took. He just is thinking about the team and thinking about winning. And again, that's why he's an impressive person.
Yeah, Coach, AJ Mitchell got in the game, I think, second quarter as well. He clearly impressed you during training camp. What's one thing that really did impress you?
Well, he's got great pace and maturity to his game. He's got great global awareness and intelligence. He's a very cerebral player, not only with his instincts and his feel, but he knows where everybody is and where they're supposed to be. He gives us depth at that spot, and we need to develop that for an 82-game season. He's got a lot of potential as a player, and he's really competed defensively. He's going to develop physically over time, but the way he's competed has been very impressive, and I thought he did that again tonight on a couple plays. And I was planning on using him in the second half, and Oos was going really good, so I just hung in there with him. But you're going to see more of him. I mean, he's a really good player that we have a lot of belief in.
Mark, when you say global awareness, what do you mean by that?
I mean, a lot of times you think about basketball IQ and feel. It's like the passes somebody makes or knowing where the ball should go, but like he, you run a play, he knows where everybody is. He's just got great awareness on the court and alertness on the court. True like point guard intelligence. It's not just the instincts and feel in the play, but he wins the spaces in between the game, and it's very impressive for a player as young as him, new to the NBA, to be as in tune as he is. He's very impressive.
And with Chet, part of the conversation before the season was, seeing him get more reps as a playmaker. Just him in that short role, what did you see there and some of the passes he was attempting and some of the plays he was trying to set up?
I thought tonight, offensively, I was most impressed with what he did physically tonight, first and foremost. And we already talked about that. But what he did minute for minute with Jokic was, not to be taken lightly, and shows the growth he's had. But offensively, I think he's learning a blend. He's a dynamic player that can roll, he can pop, he can play in the pocket, he can finish above the rim, he can play in transition, he can shoot, he can pass, he can dribble, plays in the mid-range. So learning how to get all that stuff into the game, I wasn't like I was pushing a bunch of buttons for him tonight. He's just learning the system and learning how he can blend his game into the system, and he did that exceptionally tonight on a night where he didn't shoot the ball well.